Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a very special Royal Sussex Live. What could I say? Where do I start? I mean, it's just so much. Woo! You know what? I think we need Ivy. I really do think we need Ivy. Because when Megan won her case, it was Ivy who said, "Hello, Ivy here." Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Nelly's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. Oh, Lord. Well, let's get some slides up, shall we? Oh, no, that was from yesterday. I need today's slides. Ha. Well, so Harry's won. You know, that little trip that his father made to the court yesterday seems to have not sent the message. You know, I still believe, how do I like to say it? I have a very strong sense of fair play. I really do. So maybe I'm a dreamer, call me naive, but I have just always believed that things will work out in the end. If it doesn't come out in the wash, it'll probably come out in the rinse, right? So, speaking of coming out, they've gotten that stain of truth out there about the phone hacking. Connie Bomber! Hey, Connie Bomber! Let me see, who was here first? Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for being here first. Hey, Karen M. Let me see. Lavika 1000. Okay. I have to tell you, 999 was my favorite, but 1000 is probably good. Let me see. Annie Bullard, Ingrid Sowers, Verda Sanchez. Hey, good morning to you. Anywho, you know what's so weird is my counter says that there's nobody here. I don't have any live views. Let me see if I could. I don't need to do anything with that, but that's curious. It says there's no one here, even though I know there is. So, all right, let's get on with it. I got a few things to share. Do that. And come through. Hashtag Prince Harry. Oh, wait. Okay. I got to get on that thread. Prince Harry versus MGN. And then one more hashtag Prince Harry 1. Oh, wait a minute. There is a new, I got to show you this to you guys. There is a new Cold War Steve. Cold War Steve is the artist that has come up with some pretty clever stuff that he shares, and I want to share it with you right now. So let me grab that because I don't want you to miss it. Cold War Steve is very adept at taking like images and creating these incredible collages. I guess that's the only thing to call it, is a collage. So let me grab that for you. And wow, that was so easy. I can't believe I did it. Wait, let me take this away. Let me take this away. Take that away for a moment so you can see the whole thing. There you go. That is the latest from Cold War Steve. Um, oh, sorry about that. I kind of wanted to find a white background so you could see it clear. There we go. There you go. So that is the latest from Cold War Steve. As you know, there was one image very similar that depicted Megan being harassed by something that looks like the French Revolution. But this time, there is Megan and Harry, and you can see Harry is pumping his fist in victory. So that is the latest Cold War Steve, a very, very vital artist who somehow finds a way to capture the spirit of everything that's going on in this world. Uh, why is that bugging me? I don't. Okay, I'm going to try this. I just want to. Oh, all right. See if that. Nothing. Nothing. It says I have 0 viewers. That is so weird. Maybe it's accurate. No, I see it's almost 400, but I was just wondering. Uh oh, really, Church Nelly? Let me get back over there. Let me get back over there. I got another screen open. That's what I'm doing here. So let me get back over there, and I will highlight that. Don't want to miss it. Where did you go? Oh, wow, you guys have been talking up a storm. There you go. Prayers for our beloved Church Nelly, who goes to the doctor in an hour. Church Nelly, we love you. Absolutely. We love you, Church Nelly. It would not ever be the same to have Church Nelly away convalescing somewhere. And last time it was just like I felt like I was in a desert, I was in a drought. So, got to have the Church Nelly. Okay. All right. Yeah. So keep Church Nelly in your prayers. All right. So, oh, by the way, 48,000 subscribers, you guys. 48,000. I saw that last night before I went to bed. A whopping 48,000 of you have subscribed to Royal Sussex. Thank you so much. It has been one of the best things that has ever happened to me is this channel. Um, and I tell you, I've had some great things happen in life, but this one, especially at this age, is incredibly unexpected. So thank you for your constant support. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your memberships. Your comments are so vitally important. I don't think you guys understand that, but your comments are so vitally important. And if that is the way you are able to contribute or just feeding the algorithm by being present, then you have done a good deed. You have done me a good turn. And of course, the entire Sussex Squad community. So thank you again for that. So Teresa 101 says, may the blood of Jesus cover Church Nelly and keeps her in good health. Amen. All right. Thank you so much for that prayer. Again, 48,000 subscribers. some 2,705 in the last 28 days. You know, at that rate, well, I don't know what that means, but at that rate, in a few years, oh, thank you, VS Speaks Royally. Thank you so much for being here. David Sherborne. So as the story goes, Harry was actually on vacation with Sir Elton John and his partner David Furnish. They are partners in life, in business, in parenthood, and so many things. And they really give anybody who's ever been a partner or ever been married, it gives you hope that very strong connection that they have, right? And so whilst vacationing with the Furnish John family or John Furnish family, Harry met David Sherborne, a sometimes celebrity reporter, barrister, attorney, whatever. And well, you know, the topic of everything for Harry eventually comes back to the leaking and briefing, and of course, phone hacking. And so Harry was discouraged by his family to pursue anything, if not plain ordered by his family, don't do this. But David Sherborne told him that he had a good case, and he taken a bit of a shine to Harry. As you can see, the way they connect to each other right there, they seem to have a certain chemistry between them. But then again, is there anybody who doesn't have that connection with Harry? Anybody who's just met Harry feels as though they are, well, we've been knowing this guy since he was a kid. Of course, he's light-skinned Harry. He's from that other wing of the family, right? So he took the case, and well, the rest, of course, is history. David Sherborne, of course, who has had many victories in court, has managed to win again. And he should be proud. He really cares about the work that he does. He really cares. And trust me and believe when I say this, you don't have to be perfect, but people know when you care. When you care about what you're doing, it goes a long way. It more than makes up for the deficits that all of us have in life. And so for that reason, David Sherborne just, yeah, not, and don't forget, he's good at what he does. He's very shrewd. Um, so he handles his business. Now, with that being said, let's hear a statement from David Sherborne. Um, oh, there it is. Let's hear a statement. I believe Mr. Sherborne read a statement on Prince Harry's behalf, and we're going to hear that right now. Oh, Eva Borglin, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. Okay, let me get to that. Nope, that's not it. Now, it is the early part of the day. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing up? I should be asleep right now. What the what? It's 9:46 in the morning. I should be sleeping. Anyway. It is legal department. Okay, here goes.
Today is a great day for truth as well as accountability. The court has ruled that unlawful and criminal activities were carried out at all three Mirror Group newspaper titles, The Mirror, The Sunday Mirror, and The People, on a habitual and widespread basis for over more than a decade. I'd like to thank my legal team for so successfully dismantling the sworn testimony of Mirror Group's senior executives, legal department, and journalists who at least turned up to court unlike their colleagues who were perhaps too afraid to do so. This case is not just about hacking. It is about a systemic practice of unlawful and appalling behaviour, followed by cover-ups and destruction of evidence, the shocking scale of which can only be revealed through these proceedings. The court has found that Mirror Group's principal board directors, their legal department, senior executives, and editors such as Piers Morgan clearly knew about or were involved in these illegal activities. Between them, they even went as far as lying under oath to Parliament during the Leveson inquiry, to the Stock Exchange, and to us all ever since.
So there you have it. They lied. They lied. They have been found wanting in their character, and they have been exposed in court. So some time ago, I actually made a very lengthy video where you could hear Harry's testimony. Well, actually, there's the transcript of Harry's testimony where Harry painstakingly told the court exactly, well, gave them part of the experience that he had, and he contributed a great deal of it to phone hacking. It was the phone hacking. He says that the phone hacking has cost him many a friendship and relationship. There was a constant pressure from outside forces, whether it was from the journalists or whether it was from paparazzi, private investigators. They were digging. It's shocking to have your girlfriend take a flight and suddenly the person next to her has asked her just a few key questions, and then the conversation is in the newspaper the next day. Everything was subject to the newspaper the next day. And this had gone on for years. And it didn't just affect him, it also affected his pencil headed brother. It affected everyone in the family, but in particular, Harry was the big prize. Now, this comes from, uh, if you recall, they said that they were going to hands off of the brothers and give them a chance to grow up in peace, right? Let them finish school. But they really didn't. But there was also leaks coming from the palace, to be fair. But there was also very active phone hacking. So I will probably, what I'll do is I will find that video and I will post a link to the community tab. And in the video, I go through Harry's testimony in court. And so if you're looking at, let's see, where is it? This image of David and Henry David, if you're looking at the two of them coming out of court, and you can see that very proud look that David Sherborne had on his face, it was because of Harry's testimony. Harry was very brave, he was very strong, and very determined. It was said that at a certain point, he was brought to tears when he spoke about exactly how this phone hacking affected his life. It was horrible. And the fact that he's still standing and able to take these people to court, that he can look these people in the eye and say, what you did was wrong, and I want restitution. And moreover, I want an apology. It's not about the money, which is why I say, for that little money that they give you in the UK, God, if this was an American court, I'm here to tell you, um, they'd have cleaned their clocks out. They would have picked them clean like a chicken wing. It would have been the carcass of the most delicious chicken ever served. It would have been picked and dissected. The bones would have been dried. The gristle would have been chewed away. That's how they would have done them in an American court. But the little bit of money that he gets from here, but it's the principle. It's not that Harry was interested in the money, but the point is he won. He was able to prove his case. Good morning, Dorothy Ross says, I pray that this win means the rest of his trials go as good as this one. Dorothy, I agree. I pray that myself, and I'm sure everyone else does. But I think this may have been the toughest one for him. I don't know why I think that this one. Well, we'll find out soon enough. But this seems like it may have been tougher than anything coming down the line. But we shall find out. We shall find out. Okay. And again, that proud look was, of course, David congratulating Prince Harry for his, testimony in court. And just so you know, Harry is not in the United Kingdom today. Baron, I sent you a nonverbal message to wake up early and tell us the news. Did you get the message? Actually, I kind of went to bed early last night, early for me. So the fact that I'm up, yeah, I was up anyway. So when I looked at my phone and I, saw everything, I didn't even know for sure, but just based on the first couple of things that I saw, I'm like, yes. But thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. In Prince Harry's case against a British tabloid, The Mirror, the judge has ruled that extensive phone hacking took place. He is being awarded modest damages totaling $180,000. Now, that is according to, the what is it, rate of exchange. That's US money right there. So of course, let me see, how much was it? Like 100 and something, 60 something thousand pounds. But yeah, so that's the conversion right there. Again, look at how proud David Sherborne is. But who is leading Prince Harry's legal team, you ask? Okay, you didn't ask, but the lawyer leading the courtroom arguments, David Sherborne, has taken on Britain's tabloid press several times. Sherborne, the lead lawyer in two of Prince Harry's three current lawsuits, arriving at the High Court in London on Tuesday. I believe this is, this is an old, photo anyway. I think this was from months ago. But just the same, you can see that he has that big D energy when he walks. Oh, and there, that's the photo from, is that from some months ago, I think, when Harriet gave his testimony. And again, that proud look that David Sherborne has on his face, I tell you, it almost brings me to tears. It almost brings me to tears every time I see how proud he is of Harry, standing up for himself, standing up for his mother, and standing up for the victims that we will never know that have been affected. Harry is on a much bigger trajectory than this court case. He wants to reform the tabloid media, the whole media system. He wants to reform it. He wants to bring about legislation where they won't be able to hurt and injure people the way that they have and have gotten away with it for years. They continue to do it because they don't face any reproduction. Yes, they don't face any reproductions. They don't face any repercussions. You know what? Um, just to be honest with you, if there were some reproduction involved, I might break the law myself. Um, if it's that easy. You know what? Maybe I'm still sleeping. Maybe I am sleep, Joan Garcia. Did you ever think about that? Maybe I'm not awake. Maybe I am sleeping. Oh, Lord. They may face reproduction. Olivia Johnson, thank you so much for 3 months membership. And thank you for being here on Royal Sussex, where we always reproduce. Um, how embarrassing, huh? How embarrassing. Anyway, let's see. Love Wins Movement says Baron Justice Fan Court ruling reads I have also awarded a further sum undisclosed to compensate the Duke fully for his distress and he suffered as a result. Ooh. We won't know how much that is, will we? We won't know how much that is, right? That can go into the seven figures, pain and suffering. Just like with our Duchess, um, we don't know how much she got, but they people have assured us it is north of seven figures. So, wow, yeah, thank you. That is a good reminder. Okay. Uh I told you they were going to face reproductions. Ah, okay. Hoghead Pierce Morgan. Pierce Morgan knew of phone hacking when at Mirror High Court hears. Now, this is an old article right here. Barrister acting for Prince Harry and others say former editor must have known about illegal behavior. Woo, that scared me. And over here, it says Piers Morgan encouraged illegal targeting of Diana, says Prince Harry. And as you can see from this old article, Denise Welch was like, go figure. So this has been brewing for a while. You heard what I said. This has been brewing for a while. And if anybody is going to face reproductions, it's going to be Pierce Morgan. Woo! Oh boy, I tell you, just a slip of the tongue, right? Sussex Squad News reporting live from the courthouse. So, as you know, anytime something like this happens, the Sussex Squad and the Sussex Squad Detective Agency, they're always on top of it. See, the Sussex Squad is so much larger than people realize. We have reporters, we have what do you call it? We have court reporters and all that. Now, what is the what I'm looking for? Reporters and anyway, we got people. We got people, and attorneys and all kind of stuff. And so, flanking the entrance of the courthouse, you can see the Sussex Squad News Agency out there getting the latest. So, yeah. Let's see. He was heated. He came out his house to complain. Oh, you mean Pierce Morgan that day when he is there a new Pierce Morgan thing out there? Let me see. Let Let me see if I can find something with Hoghead. Or is he wisely going to stay in the house and shut up? Oh, you guys, I have something for you. Let's listen to the oh. This is James O'Brien. Hold on a second. Let me cue James O'Brien for you. Huh.
Attempts to humiliate him, malign him, libel him, undermine him, abuse him have been legion. I've never seen anybody. I haven't seen serial killers come in for as much abuse from British newspapers and some broadcasters as Prince Harry has. I genuinely haven't seen so. Not in terms of the regularity, because a serial killer will be in the spotlight for a fortnight or for the length of a trial or the length of an investigation. But the idea that they'd come back to Prince Harry with the vilest of accusations and the vilest of allegations and the vilest of coverage again and again and again and again is, I think, unique. And he has just smashed them right where it hurts. And I'll tell you something for nothing. It's not over yet.
Ha!
To humiliate him, malign him, libel him, undermine him, abuse him have been legion. I've never seen anybody. I haven't seen serial killers come.
Oh, I'm sorry. That just repeated. Ah! Well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Woo! If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Oh, you know what? There's another one. Let me see if I can grab that sound bite. Let me see. There's another one. My face is hurting. I can't stop smiling. I just can't. I can't stop smiling. I just can't. Let's see. Let me see if I can grab that one. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. What am I talking about?
Journalists have been named by the judge. One of them,
one
we
more.
now know that Prince Harry's phone and some of the other people bringing this legal action with him, they were unlawfully hacked. We know that some household name journalists have been named by the judge. One of them, possibly the most vitriolic and unhinged critic of Prince Harry and particularly his wife, Meghan, in the entire firmament of the British media. I speak of Piers Morgan, whose career, it's fair to say, has been unaffected by all manner of allegation and scandal over the course of the last 2 or 3 decades. Does this judgment change the way you think about Prince Harry? That's the question that I want you to answer, if you can. And you know that I'm a bit of a bore when it comes to the manipulation of good people by bad journalists. It's huge. It's an absolutely essential part of the contempt for the con men, compassion for the conned mantra that we try to live by on this program. But the question of why this man has been so horribly pursued by British newspapers has now in large part been answered. And I just want...
Okay, so, oh, wait.
I know what you make of that.
Okay. Thank you, Brother James O'Brien. Thank you, Brother James O'Brien. This is going to give a lot of people, although what I'm about to say does not apply to James O'Brien because he has been very outspoken. But this victory will give a lot of people who have been afraid to come forward, afraid to speak out. It is going to give them confidence, and more importantly, it's going to give them a voice that they can use and come forward and cry foul. They can let people know this is what happened to me. The way the British justice system is formed, it actually discourages people from bringing lawsuit. Like, for instance, Harry just had to pay out that money, but he's gotten that back probably 10 or 20 fold if you think about the undisclosed damages that were paid. So, um, oh, and this is what I woke up to right here. This is what I woke up to. A UK judge on Friday issued a ruling in Prince Harry's lawsuit against Mirror Group newspaper. The publisher of the Daily Mirror says the Duke of Sussex phone was probably hacked to a modest extent by Mirror Group newspaper. The Duke of Sussex has been awarded £140,000 or $179,658 after bringing a high court phone hacking claim against Mirror Group newspaper. The judge said there was extensive phone hacking by Mirror Group newspaper from 2006 to 2011, even to some extent during the Leveson inquiry into media standards. Today's ruling is vindicating and affirming. Harry said in a statement about the ruling, I've been told that slaying dragons will get you burned. But in light of today's victory and the importance of what is doing, what is needed is a free and honest press. It is a worthwhile price to pay. The mission continues. Harry, who now lives in the United States oh God, here we go. Let me see if they count the bathrooms. Stepping away from the royal duties 3 years ago, joined 100 other claimants, including the estate of the late George Michael, in suing Mirror Group newspaper for alleged misuse of private information between 1991 and 2011, including alleged phone hacking and intercepting voicemails. And by the way, don't forget, for those of you that are not familiar, News of the World has been shut down. They have been shuttered. They closed years ago because of this. During the trial, which began in May, Harry's legal team accused Mirror Group newspaper of unlawfully gathering information on an industrial scale. So, in other words, just like Ford pumps out automobiles on the assembly line, that is the way they were gathering news through some very covert methods, including phone hacking. And in some cases, we were told that they would, I forgot the term they used, but even when a person changed their number, they had people they were paying off at the phone company. They had people they were paying off at hospitals to get people's medical records. Could you imagine something as sacred as medical records? I would think that that would be untouchable. I don't know when the last time in the United States I've ever heard of someone's secure medical records being um, gained from a newspaper or a tabloid. Number one, is unlawful, but they were acting with impunity in the United Kingdom, knowing that if anything ever happened, they were the least likely to get in trouble for it. Now, there were some of those people that they hired for. I mean, could you imagine having your life ruined for £500? Your personal information is splattered all over the tabloid newspapers for, I don't know, what some people would have paid for rent or paid for a car payment or mortgage. And for that, there was someone who was willing to ruin your life. They would dig into your personal information. And those are some very toxic people. They need that edge in order to make it okay. Either that, or maybe they're just sociopaths in the first place, and they truly have no regard for humanity. But whatever the case may be, they would go into people's private documents, information. They would sift through the trash, and there's even been burglaries. People have had their homes burgled for the sake of finding salacious details. Who knows if it ever stopped? Who knows? KDV, what is it? Baron, Squatties. We moved with Harry all the way. Whenever Harry wins a case, we, the Squatties, win victory to the Squatties. Amen to that. Thank you so much for your comment. Amen. Yes, when Harry wins, we all win. That's why they say a tide. Let me see. What is that they say? Something tide rises all boats. So, yeah, thank you so much for your comment. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. That's the first of the season on Royal Sussex. Merry Christmas to the Sussexes. Thank you very much. You're the first person to say Merry Christmas this year. Let's see. Minxie Martin says 18 of the 33 showed leaks from the palace. You get a bell for that. Thank you so much. I did not know that. So here's a photo of Harry from earlier this year. Was it from last year? Where he was leaving the court wearing that Armani suit and Armani shirt, looking quite dashing in his very conservative, very presidential looking suit. Yeah, there's something about Harry. He really knows how to fill out a suit, doesn't he? But all in the day's ginger avengering. He is truly the ginger avenger, right? He is truly the, as a matter of fact, can we do it early today? Can we? By the way, I'm not done. I'm just want to see the Ginger Avenger. I'm getting goosebumps. I am getting goosebumps. Do you hear me? I am getting goosebumps. You know, out of all the times I have sat here and I'm watching Ginger Adventure, this one has given me goosebumps. So, you know what? I just realized, VS, am I rolling over VS time? Because I certainly don't mean to do that. But yeah, we're gonna. Well, I'm almost done. I think I'm almost done. But yeah, I just realized VS is usually on this time of day. Alma Andrews, wonder how the British public now views Charles III. Close relationship that is with the court now. You mean to tell me they didn't figure that out from yesterday? Yesterday, some pensioner with childbearing hips, with hands like catcher's mitts, and wearing that very suspicious looking strawberry lip gloss went strutting into the court. That just happened yesterday. Let me see if I can find that. Um, where the heck is that? Yeah, some pensioner. Uh, uh, actually, he was with Uncle Ben from Uncle Ben's Rice. Oh, you know what? This is very timely. Alma Andrews, thank you so much, by the way, for the super chat. Our country is being judged globally. I'm sorry, one more time. Our country is judged globally by the state of our press and our government, both of which I believe are at rock bottom. And that's Prince Harry speaking during court case against Mirror Group newspaper. Ha! Ha! Okay. Let me see various screens, but I'm so happy I could. Yeah, I am. I'm so happy. This is a great day. Oh, okay, okay. Thanks for telling me that. I'm so glad to hear that. I was just like, wait a minute. This is usually when VS is on. Mm. I wonder. I wonder because let me see. What time was it there? It must have been like what, about 4 in the morning in the UK? About 4 a.m. I'm sorry, not 4 in the UK, in Montecito. Must have been about 4 a.m. there. So yeah, that is interesting. Okay. Uh oh man, I'm still getting the goosebumps from the Ginger Avenger. I am getting goosebumps. So I was looking for yesterday. Oh yeah, by the way, just a reminder, Tom Bradby won Interview of the Year thanks to his interview with Prince Harry. Just goes to show how many people watched that one. Oh, there it is. King Charles arrives at the High Court in London. No, he's not in trouble, but they're to celebrate the exceptional work of court staff. Now, this looks very suspicious. The visit coincidentally comes 24 hours before the same court will rule on Harry's legal case against Mirror Group newspaper. This is the same thing Charles did before they concluded the cash for honors. This is the same thing Donald Trump did. Do you guys remember when Donald Trump became, oh God, I almost hate to say it, but when he moved into the White House, that day, if not the next day, he made a beeline over to the CIA in Langley, Virginia. The first stop he made was to the CIA. Now, just so you know, the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, they have a monumental wall that has a star for every operative that has died in the line of duty. It is considered to be a very sacred space at the Langley headquarters of the CIA. Donald Trump stood there and started spouting out all these things trying to justify his occupation of the White House. And when a person of that authority makes a move like that, it is provocative. It is never for a smile and a wave. It is something more sinister going on. And so when Charles III shows up at court, which if I was Charles III, I wouldn't show up at court. I would stay away from court. Isn't that what happened to Charles I? Didn't he go to court and literally lost his head? Why would you show up at court, fool? Anyway, yeah, I would stay away from court. Court's not good for monarchs. Let them work in your name, but stay as far away as possible. Lizette Zog, thank you so much for the super chat. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. One more time. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. Oh, yeah. You know, they always. Let me see. Where is that at? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm on the wrong screen. I just saw. Oh, there we are. Terry H. Secret Ship commenting. Let me wait. Let me get back over here. About the small amount of money Harry was awarded, but he had to admit that it wasn't about the money for Harry. And of course it's not. It really is not. But at a time of austerity, for a lot of people, the damages, or not damages, but the award that Harry received would be life changing for tens of thousands of people in the UK. If any of the people that are having trouble heating their homes or feeding their family could get a hold of what Harry publicly was disclosed to have received, that would be life changing. That would change my life. So I don't know too many of us who wouldn't have their lives changed to have that amount of money. But again, it is not about the money, it is about the principle. And the principle of it is, of course, that there was a years of conspiring to damage the lives of innocent people, people who in no way were able to fight against this industrial machine of misinformation and spying and coercion. I mean, they operate like a protection racket. They really operate, and the only way you could pay protection is to throw someone else to the wolves, or that you are in bed with the owner of the paper or something. That's the only way that you have any protection from those people. So this was a Hamlin's press release from October 6, 2022. Press release: various claimants and Associate News versus Associated Newspaper Limited. Today, a group of people have launched a legal action against Associated Newspapers, publishers of the Daily Mail, the Mail and Sunday, and the Mail Online. So this is just an example of what they produce when they're going after people. Let's see. The group behind the legal offensives are Baroness Doreen Lawrence of Clarendon, OBE, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, Sir Elton John, and David Furnish, Elizabeth Hurley, and Sadie Frost. So this is the other case that's going on. I think Harry, I forgot how many cases does he have? Is it like 3? Is this one of 3? But anyway, that is what they submit when they're about to clean somebody's clock out. So they know how to handle their business. Someone tweeted, does this allow us to use the term phone hacker and Piers Morgan in the same sentence without his lawyers objecting now? Huh? Do we get to say phone hacker and Piers Morgan in the same sentence? Are we allowed to say that phone hacker Piers Morgan, or Piers Morgan the phone hacker? Are we okay to do that, or do we have to wait? When is that possible? Look at that big disheveled lump of humanity that vicious bowl of jello waddling up the street in despair. Look at it. I said, look at it. Look at it. Have you ever seen a pile of crap piled up that high? That's about 6 feet of cow dung with an overcoat. Uh, Lydia says Baron Pierce did not show up at court, but said they lied on him. Really? I got to find that. I'll play it if I can find it. Oh, I see it. I'll play it for you guys. Give me a second here. I will play the soundbite from Hoghead. His very
secure liar. What they said in court is I've never even hacked a phone. Everybody knows that. I don't. This is all because I am absolutely obsessed with Meghan and Meghan.
Somebody made a joke out of this. You hear that voice? That's not Piers Morgan, but I'll play it anyway.
Harry is a pure liar. What they said in court is I've never even hacked a phone. Everybody knows that. I don't. This is all because I am absolutely obsessed with Meghan and Meghan knocked me back. Anyhow, it's got nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, all it's got to do with is he's a liar, and he even called his own family bad names. But everybody knows that I did nothing bad. I've never hacked a phone. I've never phoned a hack. I've never did anything like that at all. So everybody just better leave me alone. I'm sick of the lot of you. It's Christmas and everything, and that's Harry picking on me. And Meghan, she's a bad lady. A lying bastard. No.
Somebody, I didn't realize that this was a parody. It's Piers Morgan at the microphone, but woo! I'm telling you guys, what a day. Okay, let me find the proper one.
Including Prince Harry's claim against Mirror Group newspapers, where I was an editor until 2004. The judgment finds there is just one article relating to the Prince, published in the Daily Mirror during my entire 9-year tenure as editor, that he thinks may have involved some unlawful information gathering. To be clear, I had then, and still have, zero knowledge of how that particular story was gathered. All his other claims against the Daily Mirror under my leadership were rejected. With regard to the judge's other references to me in his judgment, I also want to reiterate, as I've consistently said for many years now, I've never hacked a phone or told anybody else to hack a phone. And nobody has produced any actual evidence to prove that I did. I wasn't called as a witness, it's important for people to know this, by either side in the case, nor was I asked to provide any statement. I would have very happily agreed to do either or both of those things had I been asked. Nor did I have a single conversation with any of the Mirror Group lawyers throughout the entire legal process. So I wasn't able to respond to the many false allegations that were spewed about me in court by old foes of mine with an axe to grind, most of which inexplicably were not even challenged in my absence by the Mirror Group counsel. But I note the judge appears to have believed the evidence of Omid Scobie, who lied about me in his new book, and he lied about me in court, and the whole world now knows him to be a deluded fantasist. And he believed the evidence of Alistair Campbell, another proven liar who spun this country into an illegal war. Finally, I want to say this. Prince Harry's outrage at media intrusion into the private lives of the royal family is only matched by his own ruthless, greedy, and hypocritical enthusiasm for doing it himself. He talked today about the appalling behavior of the press. But this is a guy who's repeatedly trashed his family in public for hundreds of millions of dollars, even as two of its most senior and respected members were dying, his grandparents. It's hard to imagine, frankly, more appalling behavior than that. As for him saying this is a good day for truth, the Duke has been repeatedly exposed in recent years as someone who wouldn't know the truth if it slapped him around his California tanned face.
Oh, he's hot. He's hot. Boy, is he mad. He's fuming. I bet you so much heat coming off of that double chin of his. I bet you the heat coming off that double chin, you could fry an egg. You could probably cook bacon on the heat that's coming off of his chin right now. I bet his chin is glowing and red and all puffed up. Big hog head. Oh boy. His grandparents, while his grandparents were sick. While his grandparents were alive, I do believe that the sick old man Andrew had his mother pay out millions of dollars to somebody he never met for something he never did, right? His son married his side piece, even though the queen discouraged it, bringing shame upon the house of Windsor. And I could go on because there's much, much, much there, and you all know it, but I'm not going to go through all of it. Harry was standing up for truth. His grandmother gave him permission to go after the people that targeted him. His grandmother gave him permission to go after the people that have targeted him. So just because a person is older doesn't mean that they don't have true grit. It doesn't mean that they're weak. As a matter of fact, when you have experienced a lot, when you've been through a lot, you usually come out of it much stronger. So the queen was not in the bed with the media like Charles and William. Charles and William have crawled up in the bed like they are a couple of common you-know-whats. They have crawled up in the bed with the press, and they will be paid out for their foolishness. It is going to happen. They have crawled up in the bed with some very dark people, with some very cruel, sinister people. And even though they believe that they can control these people, they cannot. They cannot. They are fooling with some very, very sinister people, and they are going to turn on them. The fact that you have crawled into the bed with the press, they are never going to respect you. They're never going to respect you. The Charles and William have exposed themselves as being just as common as the next person, even more so. That was a very trashy thing to do. The same people that have brought misery upon everybody in the family, Charles and William, are now dependent upon them for their future. And let's see how far that goes. B10 says, hello, Baron and Squaddies. I agree. Pierce Morgan's double chin is hot enough to fry an egg for sure. Oh, Lord, I just kicked myself out of the thing. I just kicked myself out of the thing, which means that I've lost all of the super chats and super stickers. I won't be able to acknowledge at the end of the day because I just mistakenly kicked myself out of the thing. Anyway, I'm back. Let me get my screens back up here. I don't know how I did. I was sitting up here. Next thing you know, I just slid the screen over. Now, see, that didn't happen with the big computer. Okay. And let me find my place here. So I think I was here. No, I was here. So, oh, Yellow Rose Tea. He's hotter than a hooker in church. He's as jumpy as a virgin at a prison rodeo. Oh, let me see here. Okay, let's go to the next one here. So the reason why I put this up here is because they have been showing a bit of restraint when it comes to Hoghead. But I wonder if this means that the Byline Times or Byline Investigate, I wonder if they're going to suddenly conjure up an article about Pierce Morgan. I wonder. And so far, the Daily Fail has nothing about Harry's case. I mean, nada, not a doggone thing. They don't have anything. I'm looking, I don't see nothing. There's not now, and I mean not now headline about this case. Wonder why. Let me see. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. This is a shame. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't see anything. Wow. Oh, you guys be very careful when you're traveling. They just showed this article where this guy, this couple was getting in the car, getting in a taxi to go to or from the airport, and they turned their back while the luggage was being placed in the car, and somebody ran off with their carry-on bag. You know, I don't get in until everything is in the car and the boot is closed and secure. Keep an eye on your luggage, folks. Keep an eye. You and you alone are responsible for your luggage. Don't turn your back on it. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to verify that they are not talking, and wisely so. But yeah, I wonder if this means that very soon we should see something about Pierce Morgan. Let me check Byline and see what they have. So far, so nothing. Only saying that that they won the case. Okay. Getting away with murder. What Prince? I'm sorry. Yeah, what Harry's win against the Mirror means for Murdoch and the Mail. Oh, they do have an article. They do have an article. Just came out today. Peter Jukes wrote it. That's the. I think he's the chief editor or whatever. Huh. So they do have an editor. You know what I mean. But okay. So there you go. Hopefully they will go after them. All right. Next. This is an old slide. Pierce Morgan wants showdown with influential Harry and Meghan so they can all move on. You know, how sly is that? Piers Morgan has never been afraid to share his opinion on Duke and Duchess of Sussex and has been a fierce critic of the couple who stepped back from royal duties in January 2020. So he would love it. You know, they say never wrestle with a pig because you're going to be all covered in mud and the pig is going to be happy. That's why they say you never wrestle with a pig. Okay. Okay, let me see there. Oh, you like that? Well, that's Piers Morgan's. You know, sometimes if the lighting is correct, you can see his true nature. And on the right side, that's Piers Morgan today. They are probably fitting him for a straitjacket. I'm pretty sure right now they're putting a straitjacket on him. And this is where it all started. It was with the phone hacking. Well, not completely, but this was the major part of it is the phone hacking. But there were other ways that they gathered information on people, but principally it was the phone hacking. So who knew that something innocuous and vital and important as a cell phone or mobile phone could actually give you a window into somebody's life and possibly ruin their lives. But if you guys are not sure what the phone hacking entailed, I'll tell you. To the best of my understanding, the old cell phones had a preset pin that came from the factory, and most people did not change that preset pin. So anyone who knew which phone you had, or if they just took a big guess if it was a popular phone, no matter how nice the phone or how much you paid for it, they could listen to your voicemails. So if I sent a voicemail to you or you sent one to me, they would grab those voicemails before you could listen to it, or even after if you didn't delete it. And so William and Harry were both facing this problem where their closest of friends would agree to meet them or whatever. And next thing you know, it would be in the papers the next day. If you leave them a message, it would be in the papers the next day. And so some people, when they caught on to it, they would change the pin. But the tabloid media actually paid people at the phone company to get your information so that they can continue to hack your phone. And I believe that lady, what was her name? Sarah Mills or whatever her name is, the one that was married to um, the Beatles guy. Anyway, Paul McCartney. She actually had several phones at one time, and she knew of it. And so she would actually try to evade the tabloids by getting another phone. And even that wasn't enough. They still managed to get into her phones. Denise Welch had her apartment or hotel bugged. They tried to convince her that it was the staff at the hotel, but it wasn't. It was the tabloid media. Do you guys understand how much anguish this has caused people? And even some people that may have self-harmed or not here anymore because of the phone hacking. They hacked a dead teenager's phone, giving the family false hope that she was still alive, and she wasn't. That's how sinister and assiduous this phone hacking is. And I don't even know what insidious is, but it seemed like that was the right place for it. So, but don't you guys worry. Piers Morgan is not without his fans. As you can see there on the left side, he is being warmly embraced by one of his 3 or 4 fans. And that embrace has brought him so much joy. You can even see there on the right side where he has squealed out with pleasure the idea that he is loved and appreciated, that he has been embraced, although it's not easy. But yeah, that is the life of Hoghead Piers Morgan. When I look at Piers Morgan, all I could think is cloves and pineapples. Cloves and pineapples. You want to preheat the oven. It's always nice to have ham on the holidays. So right here, Piers Morgan compares himself to Nelson Mandela, as if. TV presenter says his battle for free speech is similar to South African leaders' struggle against apartheid. Oh, really? And then over here, let us not forget, it was a year ago tomorrow, Camilla's very glamorous private party. Dame Judi Dench, Piers Morgan, Claudia Winkleman, and Jeremy Clarkson. And let's not forget, Maggie Smith was right there. Joined Queen Consort at star-studded Mayfair lunch as she proves Meghan isn't the only royal with pulling power. Of course, they have to make it about Meghan, otherwise nobody will read the story. You know, I don't know that the Queen. I'm just gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I don't think so. I don't think the Queen, in the early days of the mobile phones, would have been in a situation where voicemails would have been a problem for her. She doesn't seem like the voicemail type of person, so I shouldn't think that the Queen's voicemail would have been compromised. There are people like even the writer Annie Leibovitz does not use a cell phone. Charles does not use a cell phone. Um, there are a lot of people that, as easy and convenient as they are, I don't know of any evidence that the Queen ever owned a cell phone. So yeah, I wonder. It is a good question, but I shouldn't think so. So, as hog-haired Pierce Morgan would say, blip, 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 that's all, Charles. Ah, that's all, Charles. Yep, that's our hoghead. Right here. Oh well, let's review this, shall we? Highly significant part of the judgment. Mr. Justice Fancourt lists times when Morgan has said to have been aware of phone hacking and the evidence had not been contested. He also said that he found evidence about Morgan's involvement to be credible and it had not been countered by the Mirror Group. During a key part of the case, the now royal author Omid Scobie recalled an incident he had witnessed when he was a student intern at the newspaper group working on the 3 a.m. girls entertainment desk. He told the court that in 2002, he had witnessed Morgan discuss. Oh, no wonder he was angry. He had witnessed Morgan discuss an article about Kylie Minogue, and Morgan, the then editor, he asked the journalists how confident they were about the story. Morgan was told, Scobie recalled, that the source had been a voicemail. Mr. Justice Fancourt said that recollection was supported by evidence of an invoice from a private investigator related to obtaining Minogue's, Minogue's mobile phone number. And let me see. And that her then partner James Gooding, Scobie said that the incident had stuck in his mind because it had influenced the decision he made about what kind of journalist he wanted to be today, the judge said. Mr. Go right there says, I found Mr. Scobie to be a straightforward and reliable witness, and I accept that he said, I accept what he said about Mr. Morgan's involvement in Minogue and Gooding's story. No evidence was called by Mirror Group to contradict it. So thank you, Omid Scobie. Thank you. See, this is why they were so agitated, because Omid Scobie, when Omid Scobie was doing the press circuit for his book, he was such a credible person. He was so honest and forthright. Um, it was very hard for them to hem him in the corner. They could not corner him, and they were trying to get him agitated where he could look as though he was bearing false witness. But the truth is, when it comes to an interview, as you can see, is same with a witness stand, Omid Scobie is a very, or seemingly very honest broker. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so and Peter Hunt says the pilloried prince has exposed criminality. The media should thank Harry, and many of them should reflect on their relentless, skewed coverage of him. The royals failed to back Harry and should reflect on whether their pursuit of positive headlines clouded their judgment. Yep. Yep. The royals need to reflect. They really need to take measure of themselves and decide whether or not they're on the right side of history. I'm telling you, what a day for revelations. What a day for revelations. I love it. If you guys have not hit that like button, please do so. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please make sure you subscribe to Royal Sussex. I mean, after all, we have just reached a whopping 48,020 subscribers. You could be 48,021 or 22 or 23 or whatever it is. So go ahead and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. But if you are interested in an official Royal Sussex membership, then you could do that to help support the channel. And by the way, don't forget, you guys, at some point I am going to close down Patreon. So if you are on Patreon, kindly move your membership over to the YouTube membership because I don't do anything with Patreon. It's too much work. It would distract from Royal Sussex. So I don't plan to do much with it. So it's unfair to look for unique content and special videos there that are never coming. When I caught on to how much work that was potentially, I'm just like, no, I'd rather focus on the other channel. So a kanji, what was that? A kanji? A kanji? Pierce, looks like you might be in the market for a criminal lawyer. I might know a guy. Fancourt said in his written ruling on Friday that Scobie was a straightforward and reliable witness. I accept what he said about Mr. Morgan's involvement in the Minogue Gooding case. The judge added no evidence was called by MGN to contradict it. After the ruling, Harry called on regulators and the police to investigate potential criminal offenses. You know what? Let me find that. Because I have something I want to share that would actually bring a bit of clarity if I can find it. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. Nope, that's not it. Let me see. I know what I'm looking for. Oh boy. And I got to scan through 300 items to see if I can find it. But how difficult could it possibly be? I'll let you know in a minute. Oh, there it is right there. I can't believe it. There it is. There it is. Whoop, there it is. I can't believe it. It was right there. And as I said, this may help to shed a bit of light on the topic at hand. I hope so. Okay. If I could just figure out how to get it over here. Oh, maybe this works. Give me a second, you guys. And that did not work. Oh, Okay, I got one more thing I can try, and then I don't give up, of course. I never do. Ah, ah, is that it? No. Okay, okay. I think I got a better handle on it. Let me see. Oh, well, I mean, I could do it like that. Okay, okay. Let me see. Okay, got it, got it, got it. So I do that, right? And then I go over here, back here. Oh, no wonder that wasn't working. Oh, Lord. Okay, I see what I did. No wonder that wasn't working. I was trying to do it as a video, and it's not a video. Easy peasy. Oh, man. Okay, so I got it. So if you're wondering, if I've shared this graphic several times, I've shared this several times. The socioeconomic background of journalists, higher socioeconomic backgrounds make up 84% of the journalists and reporters and 73% of the editors. The lower and middle socioeconomic background, meaning you and me, most of you, maybe a couple of y'all rich, that makes up 16% of the journalists and 27% of the editors. So let me try to cipher that for you. I'll decipher it for you. What it means is that the people that are gaslighting us, the people that are feeding us negativity day after day, all of the toxic stuff that is in the air, are coming from 84% of the reporters. Those are people that went to the right school, that know the right people, that are connected. And same with the editors. Almost 75% of them, three-quarters of them, are toughs, people who went to the right school, people who are connected, people like the arbiters. The arbiters, they know the right people, they're connected. None of them that make it to the top, or very few of them, really come from here or there. They're not from here and there. They are probably public school people. They're probably, and if you were poor, then that means you were likely raised by a Carol Middleton type of a parent who thrust you into the centers of power. So Basit Mahmoud said, when a narrow sector, a section that is, of society dominates our media landscape, it has an adverse effect on our democracy as well as our news values, which stories are told and how they are told, and what's deemed newsworthy and what isn't. I saw the damaging effects of this had on my own country. And so if you are an elitist or you are elite by birth, chances are, unfortunately, but chances are you are seen as the more credible member of society. You know the right people, and those people will get you into those newsrooms. And this is why you have generations of people who have worked for the royal family, and every so often they will hire, people that have no connection whatsoever. The only time they really hire professionals that do not have some connection to the palace is you get someone like a Jason Knopf, or perhaps let me see, I don't know Simon's Case background, but Jason Knopf, who's an American, found himself working at Kensington Palace. You might have some skill set or some devious nature, if you will, that makes you highly invaluable to the institution. But it is not just the common everyday folks. It's not people from a small town who had a dream of being a writer and they find themselves at a big city newspaper. You know, that's something that you see a lot in the US. You don't necessarily have, I mean, there was some very common people that were, you know, the big time news reporters and TV news readers and such. Very ordinary people from a small town in Nebraska, from some little town in the Midwest. They wrote for the little local town gazette or something like that. Very simple people, but unfortunately, in an increasing amount of reporters here in the U.S. come from that 84 and 73%. I have seen some nasty stories about the Sussexes. And when I do a little research and I look into those reporters and I find out that they were tabloid, or if not even tabloid, British royal reporters that came over here to the land of milk and honey to make that big money. Do you remember when they had the announcement about Harry playing at the polo match in Montecito at that local polo field with the Los Padres? The reporter who wrote the article was actually a British reporter. And one of the squaddies had tweeted, I thought I recognized that name. And then they actually showed some very nasty, negative, disparaging articles that were written about the Sussexes from that very same reporter. Now, they will tone it down in the American market, but when they think it's safe to do so, they will get just as malicious and evil and nasty as they were before they ever hopped on that BA flight and came to the US. They work for NBC and CBS and ABC. They work for the big town newspapers, and a lot of them have found comfort at the National Enquirer and the Star and such. Very dangerous people they are, very dangerous. And that one reporter in particular that I'm thinking about from NBC News, I remember that as I was reading further, you all may remember I talked about her. She was in the hospital recovering. She was in the hospital recovering from something devastating. And she had a prayer blanket that someone had gave her. I mean, I would have felt worse if she wasn't the kind of person that she was. And then just when I noticed all of that, I found out that last summer her dog died. But still, I showed a great deal of restraint and respect, and I didn't, make light of all of that. But her dog is dead. She was in the hospital recovering from a near death experience. And I couldn't help but think maybe you shouldn't have said that nasty stuff you said about people you don't know trying to uplift an institution that is ancient and inadequate and antiquated and all those things. Maybe you should have left them alone. Maybe. We got praying grandmothers for the Sussexes. Jennifer Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching Royal Sussex. Let me see. Joan Garcia says, those hateful, racist tabloid writers are full of venom and vitriol. Amen to that. They really are. They really are. Oh, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Prayers for our church Nellie always. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. You guys, Jacqueline Squash is the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. I think every Sussex-friendly space ought to have an official chaplain. I have another soundbite for you. And this guy, Anand Gira Radas, he is a journalist. And I want you guys, this is going to be about 4 minutes long, I think. But I want you to hear what he was saying about an American newspaper, a very esteemed American newspaper that was taken over. I probably won't do the whole 4 minutes, but it was taken over by Rupert Murdoch. It was taken over by the Murdoch people. And when that happens, it tends, okay.
In this room, in a very profound example of that. This is an extraordinary newspaper owned by one of the most destructive men on planet Earth. Right? At the end of that, I don't mean to be impolite, but I have to be honest, right? And my friends who work at the Journal, again, sitting on the couch over drinks, don't say things very different than what I say. There is a problem when someone, not through the organ of this newspaper, which has fortunately and for the country's sake been kept what it is, but through other organs like Fox News, other newspapers, particularly in the cable realm through Fox, completely shredded the American social fabric, gone after white resentment and backlash to try to inflame resentments. Rupert Murdoch, now his son Lachlan as well, have been waging a war on American democracy, pluralism, tolerance, love, justice. I would imagine a lot of the things people in this room think are important values. And then you were here at this old newspaper that he acquired, that he's, I guess, blessedly left untouched. And what do you do? What do you do? It's not easy. I mean, I understand these kind of acquisitions are complicated, but I would say personally, in the example you raised of a tension between employees and bosses, I personally think it's kind of morally untenable for a newspaper that is so important to be owned by someone who over there in a slightly different room is undermining not what I believe in, but I think the very things the Wall Street Journal stands for every day. Ideas of truth, ideas of fairness, of accuracy, right? And
that is what this paper stands for. You've seen it on the stage, you see it in our pages every day.
I am here, right? I mean, I was surprised to be here. And I was told by 3 people before I came on, we want you to be provocative. I mean, I deeply, like if I was you, I would not invite me, right? Like this is your spirit. This is your commitment, right? But it has to be mentioned that, and this happens in so many contexts where there's the kind of small, valiant force of people trying to represent these values that we're talking about. But if you do the reporting that I've done, many of your reporters have done, you've probably done, where you go out in the country and you talk to people in this political season, people's brains have been broken en masse by a project of the inflammation of hate, of disinformation. Do you know the number of Americans who believe in QAnon now as an organizing principle of their lives? The number of Americans who have all kinds of fantasies about what's happening on the border, what's happening with a great replacement theory. And so this is not something that happens in the weather. It's been done. It's been done by multiple people. But Rupert Murdoch's legacy is that America. So if you are a good reporter at the Wall Street Journal, a good employee, as your question asks, who disagrees with the bosses, what do you do? And I would say in this case and in many cases, you refuse the conditions of the deal. You refuse to work for someone who is undermining what you stand for every day, the values you stand for every day. And I think we're going to need to see in the era that's coming courage like that across the board, institution after institution after institution.
So there you go. He's speaking for a lot of people. And of course, if I ever wake up and find out the New York Times has been taken over by Murdoch, I don't know. I don't know what my response would be. I think I will probably find myself in a fetal position. Charlotte B, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. Charlotte, I feel so bad I don't have your theme anymore. You know I love to play the Charlotte theme, and I just don't have it. My Charlotte speaks, but thank you so much. And Charlotte, thank you so much for always commenting. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. But yeah, so that was very interesting to listen to. But he's speaking for a lot of people. He really is. There are a lot of people in the American media and some of these newspapers that have not gone over to the dark side or hasn't completely gone to the dark side, and their goal is to recruit as many people, to get as many people in these newspapers, and they just gut them. They gut them. And it's not even about profit as much as it is controlling the narrative. Because through those newspapers, like GB News, that's a consortium of like-minded people who put their nasty, negative agenda ahead of profits. And when they are not making enough money, they just infuse more cash into it. They have plenty of it. That's why Fox News is still around. It's not the profit margin as much as it is the message. They want to control the government here. They want to make our government as afraid of Fox News and other Rupert Murdoch media outlets as they have people in Britain. They have the officials in Britain. I mean, they literally throw them in their bowl of soup and consume them. That's what the Murdochs think of the prime minister and anybody at number 10. They own those people. They own those people. I mean, we have enough ownership here in the U.S. We have lobbies that have really hijacked our government, but there are a few sacred newspapers out there, and one of them was the Wall Street Journal. Even though it's always been a very conservative paper, the day that the Murdochs took it over, and so far what this guy is saying is that they have not completely gutted it. But at a time and a place of their choosing, that's always possible. But if the Wall Street Journal is going to be anyway successful, they have to have esteemed journalists. You have to keep them on the payroll. Otherwise, you will have taken one of the finest newspapers in the world and turned it into the National Enquirer, or turned it into the Sun, or the Daily Mail. It's a conservative financial newspaper. Is not meant to be a tabloid. Like, for instance, Newsweek. I remember Newsweek was respectable. Now it's trash. B. Martin, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see. During the Leveson inquiry, breaking there was extensive phone hacking by the Mirror Group, says Omid Scobie, and Chris Ship with a P, not a T, says breaking, Harry wins. He'd have been happy if the judge had found just one of the phone hacking, but in the end, judge ruled 15 out of 33 articles were obtained by unlawful information gathering by the Mirror Group newspaper from 2006 to 2011. All right, Chris Ship with a P, not a T. Harry was victim of hacking by Mirror Group paper, judge rules. They just can't say he won, can they? They just can't say it. And then, what is it? Hardeep Mathuru? She says Prince Harry respectfully calls on authorities and financial regulators, stock markets, and the Metropolitan Police to prosecute authorities to do their duty for the British public and investigate bringing charges against the company and those who broke the law. Oof. Come on, Ginger Avenger. Brian Cathcart says in paragraph 330 and 331 of the full judgment, there is what amounts to a finding by the judge that Piers Morgan, as editor of the Mirror, published an article knowing its source was phone hacking. That's not what he said either. And of course, from Royal Suitor, victory for Prince Harry, and a major blow to reach the owners of the Mirror Group who are already laying off Express staff. Oh, yeah, they are the same, aren't they? So phone hacking, check. Unlawful information gathering, check. Executive level knowledge, check. Possible perjury during Levinson, check. Unlock hundreds of new claims. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay. Prince. Oh, I already did that. And you know what? I'm done, you guys. I am done. I am done. Almost 2 hours. Not bad. I don't know if I'll be on later tonight, but I am done, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Elaine Parker and Jennifer Clark, Charlotte B. and B. Martin, and the rest of the people who I lost when I accidentally logged myself out. Thank you all so much for your super chats and super stickers. And if you have anything else that you want to add, I'll be here for a few minutes. But what a morning it's been. What a morning. Oh my goodness. Tessa Dunlap, Prince Harry, king of the court, he pockets $140K and the moral high ground. We'll be talking about this. Oh gosh, I don't care about that. Oh, you guys. Oh, wait, she's not talking. She's just eating and drinking. But this is a tweet from Dr. Shola. She's dancing, drinking her coffee. It looks like she was out for her run.
With any of the Mirror Group lawyers throughout the entire...
Okay, I can't do that one because she's got music in the background. At least she's having fun with it. At least she's having fun with it. Oh, thank you, Sherry Ware. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. I really appreciate that. What'd you say? Let me go back to the top here. I'll go back to the top. Oh, boy, what a morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I like the way Hoghead tried to invoke the name of the Queen, even though the Queen actually gave Harry permission to go after the media. She told her courtiers to have the lawyers help him, right? And now Piers Morgan is trying to use the Queen's name to diminish Harry's victory. That ain't gonna work. Wait, is this a real cover? No, it can't be. Yeah, before I go, I'm just taking a look at a few more of these. At a few more of the articles that's on the social media. If you just joined us, you probably have heard already that that Harry was victorious, and they are going to have to pay. Okay, I don't see anything new or interesting, so I think we're good. Hey, Big Mama, did I just see Big Mama's here? Yeah, Charlotte, I feel the same way. I was just saying to someone, "Bonne journée pour nous, mais je quel. I was just saying that to someone earlier today, so I know how you feel. I know just how you feel. God's child, thank you for 19 months membership. Love you, Baron. The silent UK majority says thank you to Harry. Hope this ends the stranglehold of negative press against Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lily, Doria, and Diana. Hope Harry wins in 2024. Now, 2024, I think that's the fail, right? But thank you so much for your 19 months membership. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Yes, and thank you to you too. Merci. Merci and bonne nuit. Bonne nuit, merci. Okay, I think we're good. So, you guys, thank you very much. And of course, thank you to our Queen Diana, who I'm sure has been there this whole time. Not the Diana that you saw in The Crown, but this Diana, the real Diana. And of course, the rock of the Sussex family, Doria, who has also been there the whole time. And to David Shelbourne, the famous lawyer, barrister, attorney that waged a case like none other. Let's see, who else? And to the Sussex squad, and to all of the grandmothers out there who have been praying and fasting, and to everyone on social media. It has been a real team effort. The Sussex squad, each and every one of you, everybody who has supported the Sussexes in every way you can think of, big and small, whether you like, shared, comment, whether you're supporting any of the Sussex friendly spaces, whether you also may have your own Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, Twitter, whatever means that you're using. Thank you so much. And just word of mouth. The other day, they tried to convince us that Harry was in trouble and that he had to pay money. So, and one of the very wise squatties on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, had said, "Be cool. This does not mean that all is lost." It does not mean all is lost. They said the same thing happened with some other case where I think it was Megan's copyright case, where there was some money to have been paid for one part of the case, but it doesn't mean that the entire case is lost, as evident by today's findings. So, or ruling, should I say. It doesn't mean all is lost. So always save room for hope, save room for a miracle, because we just can't know. It's not what we say. It is what the powers above say is God's word, not ours, right? So wherever that sacred voice is coming from, that is the only voice that matters, not us mere mortals. There's something greater than us happening right now. Okay, and with that, love you guys. See you, Connie Bomber. Good night, Roseanne Campbell, God's Child, Ingrid Sowers, Charlotte, Marvin Cotto, Joya Moore, Will, Marshall, Cookies and Cream, Rafaela Bertoni, Lydia Washington, Sherry Ware, Gwendolyn Daniels, Valerie, Joyce Bose, Cookies and Cream, Karen Beckford, Connie Bomber, and of course, Louise Narcisse. I think I'm repeating now. Okay. Elaine Parker, Little Mac, Gwendolyn Daniels, Chantel Rowe. Okay. All right. So one last big ginger adventure and we out of here. Okay. As I've said it so many times, Q, ginger. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the last word of the day? Where's the last word of the day? Oh, thanks, Big Mama. Deidre Mikey, thank you so much for being here. You're going to listen later. Very cool. The last word of the day. Roseanne Campbell says, great Christmas present for Harry and other claimants. Dread and fear for the other backstabbing royals. They better come clean while they have the chance. Woof! I like that. And that will be our last word of the day. And with that, I'll say it again. It is time to cue the Ginger Avenger. Love you guys. See you later.